Man, what's going on? It's your dog Artman Boxing, and we back with another boxing conversation. Yeah, I ain't tell nobody I was going live. Just would test the water out, see if I really got some supporters that's gonna show up no matter what. So let's keep it going. Um, we already know what time it is. Hold on. Let me let my people know we ain't here cooking. I'm over here laughing at the comments on Twitter, man. Every day this should just be having me rolling, bro. Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy, dog. But I already got people in their fields. Look, I got people sending me messages like, "Hey, Art, man, I ain't gonna lie. After watching your show last night, man, I'm leaning more towards Plant, man." And I'm like, dude, because it's getting closer. All that fanboy talk, all that. Oh man, Canelo's gonna be he's gonna knock him out. He's a great knockout. All that shit is going to the fucking bro. That shit's going in one ear and out the other, man. Now people starting to come into realization, like, yo, hold on, maybe this guy Plant is not Rocky Fielding. Maybe this guy Plant is not whoever. Real shit. So I got Plant by SD. Hey man, shit, it's possible. And people want to call themselves so-called boxing fans. They saying, nah, that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be an easy knockout. I'm like, easy knockout for who? Canelo? Psh, all right. These dudes, I don't know what's up with them. They think that like Plant is gonna walk in there like this, like the rest of the guys Canelo fight. They think he's gonna walk in there like this and just sit there and just let dude beat up on him, man. hey, hey, I be on Twitter cutting the fuck up because it's like, yo, y'all keep on thinking this shit's sweet. Keep on thinking it's sweet. And they say, oh, well, you guess Wilder. Da, 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 da. Well, this is a whole nother ball game, Playboy. Don't Caleb Plant got what y'all say Wilder don't have? Huh? And y'all down him? Y'all gave Wilder a better chance of being Fury than Plant of beating Canelo. And y'all say the only thing that Wilder was lacking with his skills. And what does Caleb Plant possess? A whole lot of fucking skills. Can't take that away from the man. And they say he don't got no power. The man got over 50% KO ratio. He has the power to put a motherfucker down. You trying to tell me Canelo's invincible? Ain't no way he can get hit. Ain't no way he can get hurt. Is that what you're telling me? Because I feel like you guys are forgetting that Caleb Plant is a natural 168 pounder. And yes, you seen Canelo jump up to 175, but he went up to 175 to fight a weight drained, unmotivated, undisciplined, shameful Kovalev. That's who he fought. And he came right back down. Yeah, y'all boxing fans, right? Y'all know about fighters going up and coming back down, right? Y'all know what happens to the fighter when that happens. Oh wait, nah, Canelo's special because y'all know Canelo on that special juice, so he can just go up and wait and just drop down and everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, all right. Shit. Keep on thinking that. Y'all gonna see. I wouldn't be surprised if this shit look like Manny Pacquiao versus Yugas, where you see a much bigger man using his skills to beat the much smaller man. These dudes talking like Canelo is Mike Tyson in 1989. He's gonna knock him out. He's gonna go in there and knock him out. I'm like, dude, bro, motherfucker didn't knock Jacobs out, didn't knock Cesar Chavez Jr. out. You want to say he a knockout artist because he fucking made Yildirim quit or whatever? Get the fuck out of here, man. Caleb Plant is not from Europe. Caleb Plant is an American. And I keep on telling y'all what Caleb Plant, he's been training on a high level for a very long time. These dudes thinking that this guy is some guy who had amateur fights and then he just happened to win a belt at pros and that's just that. Nah, this dude's been training with them for a long time. Go ask Tay Jones and them. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. So if GGG couldn't hurt Canelo, Plant can't. If Plant wanted win, he can. What weight class were they fighting at? They're fighting at 160, right? This is 168, Playboy. Keep on thinking this. And this thing, people keep on bringing up resume. Yeah, we can judge. We can have experience, or educational guesses based off of resume. But one thing you guys are forgetting, before we've been talking about resumes, before we were talking about any of that shit, you know what the hell we were talking about as boxing fans? They were talking about styles make fucking fights. And that's what the hell we have right here. This style right here. And y'all know it caused Canelo problems. Y'all know it. That's why I had my dude, respect to my dude Ari Boxing, but he was on here saying Canelo's a complete fighter. And I'm like, dude, how he a complete fighter? But you guys get worried every time he gets in the ring with a boxer. Not a puncher, a boxer. Somebody that trains to go all 12 rounds. They don't hear me, though. They don't hear me, bro. They don't fucking hear me. They think, Art, man, you're just crazy. You're just rooting for the American because American flag and Caleb Plant, he sags his pants and wears his hat to the side and all that shit. So that's why you black folks are wrong. Yeah, keep on thinking all that bullshit. Keep on thinking it. Keep on thinking that shit. And somebody's like, Art, man, you just smoking the cookies, man. You're just smoking the cookies, man. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just smoking the cookies, Art, man. You don't know what you're talking about. Nah, I know what the hell I'm talking about. So I can't sit still, my guys. My 300 about to make me 3,000 when Plant wins. I'm so happy, man. Hey, Scott, when you win that money, what you need to do is go to artmanapparel.com. Artmanapparel.com, buy some merch for your wife, your kids, your neighbors, all that shit. And say, man, Art, man, he been saying this just since day one. Real shit. But shout out to you, man. I hope you win that money, real talk. And I know you will win that money because Caleb Plant, he's not here to play no games, man. He's not. He said, hell yeah, I'm gonna cop some Wilder gear. Hell yeah, cop some Wilder gear, and then make sure you cop some make sure you cop the Canelo losing the Plant gear that I'm gonna make. Cause that shit's gonna be funny, dude. But my thing is, regardless of who wins, I honestly believe Plant is gonna win, but regardless of who wins, I'm still painting a picture of the winner. So it's gonna be nice, man. Woo! Man, no disrespect to the good people of Guadalajara, but it's going to be a very sad day in Guadalajara Saturday, November 6th. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ooh, man. I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling so good. Dude, you don't even understand, man. Just some light. Yeah, just yeah, man. And then I hear guys like Mike Tyson and Benavidez who just basically bigging up Canelo and saying, "Oh, Canelo gonna do this and do that." But one thing I sat there and realized, Benavidez and Mike Tyson they're not, skillful boxers. They're skillful punchers. Yeah. So their game plan when they go in there and fight, they don't think about fighting for 12 rounds or sticking out your jab and make sure you do certain things to reserve your energy to last the 12th round, to make an impression on the judges. Those fighters aren't thinking like that. So of course they're gonna think Plant's not gonna win. But guys like Mayweather, Andre Ward, Mayweather, they're telling us things. They're saying, hey man, this young guy Plant, shit, take it for joke if you want. Plant is bigger, he's slicker, he's faster, He got better footwork, and he don't got no cold sore on his lip. Now what? Everybody talking about some plants. Plant got a cut on his eye. Well, motherfucker, Canelo got a coarse cold sore on his lip. Hope it ain't herpes. Real shit. And I hope Plant punch him in that shit. Bust that motherfucker up. Have him looking crazy at the end of this fight. Real shit. I understand this is boxing. Passions are high. You know, Canelo fans are very prideful. So when you say certain things, they feel like you're attacking their race and nationality. But it's not like that. I respect the Mexican people. I honestly do. Go ahead and wave your flag, wave it high, show it off to the world. But you know what I'm going to do as an American? I'm going to be in there. Hey, my boy Caleb Plant. My boy Plant. Hold on. My boy Plant. Yeah, that's what the fuck we going to be doing. We going to be in there turning the hell up. I posted this, I made my own little meme and posted it on Twitter and shit. Motherfucker was just mad. Look, let me show y'all real quick. This shit funny as hell. This shit's funny as hell. Hold on, look. I said, yo, this is me and my niggas when Plant win on Saturday night. We turning the fuck up. American flag down. Yeah. Real shit. We gonna be in this motherfucker right here. Look, turned the fuck up. Turned up supporting our champion, man. And you know, and I was telling people, I'm like, yo, man, when Plant wins, don't be surprised if you see him on the Wheaties box or something. Cause y'all gotta remember, even though Plant likes, you know, he wears his caps and all that and he dress, you know, swaggy like the black folks, you know what I'm saying? You gotta remember he's still a white man. He still got the complexion for the protection. I wouldn't be surprised if they set Canelo up for failure. What I mean by that, not saying that no foul play is gonna go on, but I'm saying that they're gonna boost Canelo's name up. So when Plant beats him, they're gonna make Plant bigger than life. They're gonna put this man on the Wheaties box. They're probably gonna make a movie about his ass. Shit. But we got my brother Midwest boxing, Hakeem. Here he comes to kill the mood. What's going on, brother?
Hey, you funny as hell. Talking they gonna put them on Wheaties boxes.
Yeah, they go put that motherfucker Plant on the Wheaties box. They gonna have fucking Mark Wahlberg play Caleb Plant and shit.
You
You know what I'm
know.
saying? In this movie. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I don't know. It's just probably me the way I look at stuff. But if Flint wins, I can't see like America getting behind him because he's not like your typical white Americans. Then.
But
So
I'm
I don't really see them
saying no,
support him like
all
that.
that can be forgiven once he distances himself from that. You know that, right? I've seen it time and time and time again. Look at Miley Cyrus. She was all
But yeah.
hip hop down. Next, she said she felt like she was in a trance on that hip hop. They put it under a spell, put it under a little nigga spell. Now she out of that shit.
I don't know. See, I'm thinking like if he was more of like a I can't even think of one because there ain't that many white American boxers out there no more. But like Joey Spencer type, if like someone with that type of personality, if like they was a big Canelo, then I can see like they playing the cards like yeah, we gonna let Joey Spencer get the win and shit like that. I don't even think the judges will tip him to win. Like even if he do win, I don't see him getting the win on the scorecards because it doesn't benefit them.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. I don't think because look, we live in a different age right now. We live in the age of social media, and everything's on display when it comes to that social media, bro. Plant will challenge the judges, bro. If they rob that man while all of us are watching, Canelo might as well give them that belt back because it's not going to look good.
They'll rob him. They'll rob. You got to remember they tried to rob Floyd.
Hey man,
They'll rob Caleb Plant. Nobody will
they
give a fuck
definitely
either.
tried to rob Floyd. That's true. But you know, I think stuff like that is just in the hands of the people. So let's see what happens, man. I feel like that's the
Yeah,
only way that Plant can lose, man, is by robbery.
you think so?
I don't
And
see
even if
Canelo
then,
knocking him
I don't
out,
even
bro.
see. I don't even see like PBC even trying to like get it away. Like I would think like PBC be even having a way like, hey, If it's close enough to rob him, rob Plant because it benefits them more. Like, what fight you think bring you more money? Plant versus Charlo or Canelo versus Charlo?
Canelo
Plant versus
versus Plant
Benavidez?
2.
Yeah, no, it don't.
Canelo versus Plant 2, nigga. That's what the
Not like
fight's gonna bring in the money.
not,
Shit.
not like Canelo versus Benavidez or Canelo versus Charlo.
Man, Canelo, if Canelo beat Plant, he ain't fighting none of them niggas. Some European mandatory gonna
I
pop
think
up out
he
the
will.
woodworks.
Y'all ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I think he views Charlo as a tune-up.
Said my dude D Hive said a Plant win is actually the best thing for boxing. The controversy is huge. Guaranteed rematch, so everyone gets paid twice, potentially trilogy. Vegas makes a grip. That's what I said, D Hive. That's what I said, D Hive. The money's in Canelo versus Plant too. Think that press conference was turned up the first time? I
I don't
bet.
think Vegas. It'd be bad because if he lose, Vegas loses a lot of money on them bets and shit like that.
Nigga,
I don't
I
think
don't
it'd be
know
the best
because
for
you look at
boxing.
them odds at Plant, nigga, they might be pro Canelo, Viva Canelo, all that shit, right? But whole time putting that little $1,000, $30,000 on Plant, whole time, you'll
But
never fucking know, bro.
that's what they base it off of. The money put in, who they put in. Like if everybody's putting them bets in on Plant, they would have Plant as a favorite.
Set the draw is plus 220 or 2,200. I'm at. Set these Plants odds is psychotic. PBC gonna put 10 mil on Plant and make 100 mil. Shit. Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. You know, everybody, I can't put no money on it because I'm in fucking lame ass Minnesota, man. But I'm telling everybody to go and bet money on Plant because when you win, you turn around and spend money on my fucking website because it's gonna be a celebration, man. Most definitely it's gonna be a celebration. Midwest Boxing, you gonna purchase a undisputed American hoodie?
I ain't wearing no damn Plant.
I ain't wearing no fucking Plant. Hey man,
I don't.
hey, it is what it
I ain't
is,
wearing
man.
no Plant. When I'm putting
But
money,
you
I'm
want to be
putting
you
money
you
on
can't be
Bud to
caught with a
knock out
you can't be caught dead with a
Porter.
white man on your shirt, huh? Nah, I'm talking shit though. But yeah, man. I honestly believe that dude, man. You know, I'm hearing things that Mayweather said that he thinks Plant gonna knock out Canelo. Did you hear that?
Hmm. Yeah, I seen that.
What you think? Think he's tripping?
I think
You
he
think he's
just
just
talking
talking
that talk.
shit?
Yeah, he just talking. I think Plant should take Andre Ward's advice because I don't see him winning doing what Laura did. You already seen what they did to Laura when he did that shit. You ain't gonna win on the cards doing that shit, and
He
nobody's
needs to
gonna.
do what Plant did to Kovalev,
Hmm?
the real Kovalev. What I mean by that is he needs to box him on the outside, like in the Kovalev second fight. He needs to box him on the outside, and then in the later rounds, take it to him and box him in the inside.
I don't know if that'll work. And Canelo's pretty decent inside fighter, so I don't know if that'll work out for Plant. I've never seen Plant really fight on the inside, so I don't know if that game plan that really work. I'm just thinking like you just box on the outside when he get close, wrap him up. Don't let him get no offense off, but that's gonna be hard. Canelo got good head movement. I really want to see how this fight play out.
Yeah, he got to take it to him, man. He got to take it to his ass, bro.
Dion, where you at, man? Join the chat. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, I was washing dishes. But
Nah,
yeah,
you hear what I'm saying though, man? Because I honestly feel like the only way Plant can lose this fight is by robbery. I don't know what y'all talking about him getting stopped. That shit's just like what, bro? This nigga is not fucking Rocky Fielding, bro.
I mean, my thing is though is like the people that are Plant fans right now are basically the Canelo fans of 2013. I mean, and when I say that, people think, oh, you must be comparing Plant to Mayweather. No, I mean, yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Plant's Mayweather. I'm not saying that Canelo's Mayweather, but they're saying that we look crazy, and I'm like, y'all were in this exact situation in 2013. Y'all really thought Canelo was getting ready to really like people were picking Canelo to stop Mayweather.
To
Like
stop him.
this is the man that was like I remember during like I made up my mind during the Marquez fight that Mayweather was probably not gonna be beat as long as he was fighting. Y'all remember that fight when Marquez was throwing everything at him right in front of him? Literally, the man was 2 inches in front of Marquez. He couldn't hit shit. I was like, I don't really see anybody beating Mayweather as long as he's fighting, especially with like his matchmaking skills and all that. I was like, I don't see it happening.
But you know, people are having that same mentality when it comes to Canelo though. They're saying, man,
Which is crazy because he's
after watching Canelo versus Yildirim, I don't think anybody can beat Canelo.
it's just crazy to me because they call you a hater, they make you see it crazy. I'm like, bro, I'm a Mayweather fan, and
Ah shit, here they
yeah,
come. Here
I'm
they
a
come, D Hive.
I'm how come it get racist as soon as I hop on? Like we're all not black here. What the fuck?
It's something about you, bro.
You
They
bring
don't
it
like
with
you,
you.
bro.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I did. I have like no following, and I'm not even trying for one, and they on my ass the heaviest. Like I don't even make no sense.
Maybe on
But
here like, yeah, I'm cool with you, Art Man, but that motherfucker D Hive that you keep on having on here, fuck that guy. I'm
it's just
like, damn, bro.
they just mad because I give them their same energy right back to them. They don't like it. But no, what I was saying was is that people they forget these same Canelo fans that because most of them are kids. Their parents were picking Canelo to fucking stop Mayweather. I'm like, do you know how crazy they looked? We're just saying he going out box Canelo, which has happened 3, 4 times, which is not unbelievable. That's why Canelo's always needed a knockout. But I'm like, do you know how crazy your parents sounded? Talking about Canelo getting ready to stop some damn Mayweather. I'm like, bruh, this is how I could tell most of y'all like just hopped on Twitter when y'all got your first smartphones because I'm like, dawg, just not too long ago, 2013, your parents were sitting in their living room talking about, oh, this is it. Mayweather's career is over. He's gonna be retired, man. And this is why they had to change up the sport of boxing and why these people are so salty because it turns out Canelo's one of his easiest vicks. It was like literally it was 12 rounds of child abuse. Like it didn't even make no
Maidana,
sense.
Maidana had a better performance than Canelo Alvarez, bro. And
Bro,
we all know Canelo Alvarez is a much better boxer than Maidana.
McGregor landed cleaner blows on Mayweather than Canelo did, bro. Fucking
What the
McGregor, dog. Like he landed cleaner than Canelo did. Because there are some days where I just watch that fight and I'm like, I really can hardly see him hitting shit. Like he may get in a jab here or there, but I'm like, damn, he didn't hit shit. Like he didn't hit shit. But not to harp on that fight. I just think it's crazy that they're like, oh, pick and play. You must clearly hate Canelo. Like, wait, what?
You
How,
hate
what?
Canelo and you hate Mexicans
Yeah, it's
and
like,
you hate Connor Estrada. You
and my
hate
thing
fucking
is,
nachos. You hate
and
all
my
that shit. I'm like, God damn, man, shit.
And my thing is, what about all the white people a few years ago that picked Better Biev to stop Canelo in the first half? They weren't labeled as Canelo haters.
Because
When
they believe this
Canelo's,
shit too.
yeah, when
That's because
Canelo
it's
was,
more realistic, though. It's more realistic
but,
to better be with
Yeah,
stop
because he's
Canelo
more because he's
than
bigger. He's
Plant winning on the cards.
honestly, I think that Better Biev actually being able to stop Canelo is a little bit more, because like I said, we've seen, barring any knockouts, we've seen Canelo be outboxed by people far more limited than Plant and far smaller. And keep in mind, this is coming from a person that thinks that Canelo gonna win by robbery on Saturday. So people always say, "Oh, you must hate Canelo." I'm like, I'm picking a nigga to win. How you telling me I hate Canelo? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like people, are, oh, you just hate him because he's good and he's Mexican. I'm like, I have no problem with that. But when people ask me who the greatest Mexican fighter is, I always say Marquez. He's like the Mexican Pacquiao. He put in way more work. This Marquez was a fucking smoke machine. He fought the same crazy nigga 4 times. And like, man, you gotta respect that.
man, I respect it, but we gotta talk about the levels in boxing. Levels of skill, man. Do y'all honestly believe that Canelo skillfully is better than Caleb Plant? I ain't talking about who he beat. I'm talking about when you look at them and look at the footage of them practicing their skills, who looks better?
Hmm. Honestly,
I can say it depends on what you judge it off of.
right. They're
Because
two
what
completely
you
different
consider,
styles.
yeah, what you consider is skill and stuff like that. Because it's a difference between pressure fighter skills, boxing puncher skills, pure boxing skills, and
So
shit like that.
what is Canelo's style to you? Is he a boxer puncher to you?
To me, for like recently, he's been more of a pressure fighter to me. Like when he got
That's
to 160 from like the second GGG fight on forward, he's been a pressure fighter. Before that, he was more of like a boxer, punch and stuff like that.
to me, his fighting style has never changed. If you watch him from 147 all the way up to now, his style has never changed. His style has always been constant pressure. The only thing that's improved is his head movement, but his feet haven't
Man,
gotten
I'm not
any.
gonna lie. In that Triple G1 fight, I ain't never really seen Canelo look like that. Like
What,
moving like
bicycle mode?
bike and all types of shit. I was like, yo, I ain't never seen that.
In the second Triple G fight, I was dying when Eddie Reynoso looked at him and said to him in Spanish, like, bro, you can't knock him out, okay? He's too strong. It's not gonna happen. I was like, God damn, nigga, Jesus, why why are you saying that now? It's like the sixth round. He's like, look, bro, I know you want to knock him out, but it ain't gonna happen. Calm all that bullshit down and just start boxing. And I was
He's used
like,
to he's used to fighting little guys. That's the thing, because when you fight little guys, you know after one, two, three punches, they're getting ready to hit the floor. But these
yeah,
now he's fighting bigger guys. It's like, dude. And Canelo's defense is not the best, bro. It's not the best at all. It's not the best. It's just that he's just been fighting guys who decide to stay in the pocket and shell up with him
he's been fighting guys who telegraph. They telegraph everything.
and
Like
telegraph their punches. You're right.
they telegraph
Telegraph.
yeah,
They'll say Canelo's defense is top tier because of Danny Jacobs being a dumbass throwing 5 fucking jabs in a row.
Well, that's because if you watch the Jacobs fight, he came out
oh
trying to do
shit.
something, but Canelo kept like countering him and dodging all his punches. So he was trying to calm it down because he was trying to get countered, which I think Clint would do too. I think he's going to come out trying to throw a lot of shots. And he's going to know, oh man, this dude countering me too much. So you're going to start seeing him try to pity pad, punch here, punch there.
I don't even see that. I see Plant for the first couple rounds just fucking jabbing Canelo's
Yeah.
ears off, bro.
Jab and bicycle. That's literally
Yep.
it.
And they're gonna be like, and Canelo's gonna be trying to do the stand right here. Nah, nigga, we ain't standing shit.
Was gonna
You keep
determine
up,
everything.
motherfucker.
Was gonna determine everything is how Plant reacts when Canelo lands clean. Because Canelo gonna land one clean hook. If that hook don't do shit, oh no. If
Oh
that if
no,
that
it's
if
gonna be
that hook if he
fooling
land
time.
yeah if he because that's when Triple G was like, oh, this nigga don't hit hard. When Canelo landed clean on the chin, Triple G just ate it. He was like, oh man, it's done. I'm about to walk this over with. So if Canelo lands like his signature clean right hook, if he lands that right hook and Plant don't budge, oh shit. Ooh shit, the Vegas odds gonna shift like a motherfucker right then.
I
We
don't
got
know. To
somebody
me,
new in the
I had
building.
GDG winning this fucking first fight. I don't know.
Ah shit.
Oh Jesus Christ! What
What
the
the
Why
hell
would
is
he do
that?
that though? Why would he be in the background? Like
why you
that's so
letting
weird.
you got to go in the back chat and
No,
screen dudes
look, I
first?
swear to God, I just seen him in the back, like in the fucking gaming chair, looking like he's ready to join in the conversation. Ah,
Man,
shit. Hey, you know, that's just
they
that.
only
That just shows you, Canelo. These are the type of fans you got, bro.
they only try to take you down when you saying something real. Because like I said, I brag. I tell people all the time I have zero following, and I get a gang of DMs of horrible shit. I'm like, wait, what? I'm literally nobody. What the fuck y'all mad about? I'm just a guy. Like, what the hell is this? But yeah, no, I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Now, of course, you got to avoid the liver tap at all times. That's one thing I noticed about the Mayweather fight is that Floyd, usually he adopts the high guard with some people, but with Canelo and a lot of other Mexican fighters, he made sure to remain in the Philly shell to keep his right hand crossed over his liver so he wouldn't get tapped right there. You got to avoid that at all times. But outside of that, if that hook lands and he don't even get wobbled, that's going to be a major
It's gonna
determining
be a
factor.
sad day in Guadalajara, Mexico.
Because that's usually how it gets people. And keep in mind, like he hit like oh shit, I saw the craziest thing. So they showed on Twitter, they showed a clip. They showed a clip of Canelo hitting Cotto, little ass Cotto, with the same uppercut, like the same weird uppercut, lead right that put BGS out of commission. They showed those side by side, and I'm just like, yeah, pre-juice power, post-juice power, big difference. Because some people also pointed out, they were like, man, it's crazy how Canelo couldn't even stop Triple G, but went up to light heavyweight and knocked Kovalev out with 3 punches. I'm like, and y'all don't find that shit suspicious?
Suspicious. Do
These
you
are these are
find that suspicious?
these are
Not at
Canelo
all.
these are Canelo fans. Are like,
I
yeah,
don't find
man, it's crazy
suspicious.
how that happened.
well, after a dude has been knocked out a few times, they have like they punch resistance go down and stuff like that. So like I wouldn't really be surprised if Kovalev going to his next fight and just getting knocked out in like first 4 rounds. Once you've been
Yeah,
knocked
but
out and
that
punched
that
a lot,
lets you know
that
that
punch resistance go
Kovalev wasn't
down.
all the way there.
So you saying
Yeah,
his chin was already cracked at that point?
yeah. You got him after the first. I mean, after the Andre Ward fights, every fight he been into, he gets wobbled every fight. So it doesn't surprise me that Canelo knocked him out.
That also lets you know that Triple G ain't fought no real punchers, because man, like those even the juice Canelo shots weren't doing a damn thing. Like that man is just sitting there like eating them shits like Skittles. Like man, that shit was
But he
crazy as
getting there
hell.
with Deverchenko. Next nigga, he need the fucking referee to hold him up.
Yeah, Harvard keep him up. I don't never. I mean, I understand Triple G has a very strong jab, but that's what makes me mad about the Jacobs fight. When Rozier kept telling him to keep your jab going up and down and go to the body, Jacobs got PTSD from that pure shit. He's afraid to get hit. I'm like, bro, go to the body. Triple G only fights one style. And most of those post Soviet fighters can't handle shit to the body, bro. That's how it goes.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like GGG style. To me, he had like a different type of style of all pressure fighters
Can
I've
we talk
seen.
about how Triple G had Canelo fucking tired and the only thing Triple G was throwing was a jab
Yeah, man, he hit
and a
motherfucker like
straight
100
right hand?
jabs, bro. He had that jab in his face all day. GGG got a nice jab on him.
He
Canelo was
throws more
fucking
jabs than
gassed,
anybody.
man. And that's why he don't man, Canelo didn't want that third fight right away, bro.
Nah,
Regardless.
He needed
nah.
that
Fuck
nigga
that.
to get
I
old.
wouldn't either. Shit. I hit
Yeah,
the
he
nigga with my
was.
best punch. He ain't fall down. The fuck?
And my own trainer said you ain't ever knocking him out, so
Leave him
that's a
out. Yeah.
guaranteed 12 rounds of shit.
And then Floyd also tied up Canelo when he didn't want to punch. True. And that's
That's
what I'm
true.
saying. Plant got to go in there smart, bro. Like, and people think that Plant is just going to go in there and just use the best of his strength and speed to win that fight. But in reality, it's like, bro, these guys have a real life game plan on how to beat Canelo. And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are underestimating Caleb Plant's boxing brain.
I know exactly how they think it's gonna happen, and I can understand where they're coming from. The Canelo fans are making a lot of logical sense because I can tell that they're basing most of their opinion on the Uzcategui fight when around the seventh, eighth rounds he started getting tagged clean by Uzcategui, and I get that. Basically, what they're saying is that it's gonna be looking real optimistic for the first 6 rounds unless he gets caught with something crazy. And then, around the seventh, eighth, Canelo's just going to turn it up because he has the unlimited stamina and either, just stop him with just accumulation of punches or stop him to the body. And I can see that, but that's all dependent on what Caleb Plant's done because that's the thing. You're talking about a person who we've seen very limited tape on. And you're saying that, well, he'd never been in there with a Canelo like fighter. And I'm like, yeah, neither had any of the other people that beat Canelo. So, it's a it's a toss up. It's a toss up. So, but the fact that they're saying, oh, it's not 50-50, I'm like, okay, that's a bit much. And the fact that you're almost happy that it's not going to be competitive is everything wrong with what we've been. It's everything wrong with what you've been talking about. It proves everything we've been saying right. Because if it's not competitive, then what you excited for? Canelo's been criticized by multiple people for being in non-competitive fights, and you're over here celebrating that it's a non-competitive fight. Like, it's just crazy to me. But like I said, it all depends on Plant's punch resistance because he's also someone that hasn't taken a lot of flush shots clean. And that could either mean one or two things. That could mean that your chin has never been tested, therefore it ain't shit. Or your chin, like much like Triple G, will maybe be okay. So it's just a big toss up. But like I said, I do believe this though. The primary reason that people are picking Canelo by stoppage is because they don't see him winning by outboxing because that's not what he does.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so y'all not going in there and picking Canelo to piece him apart from round 1 to round 12. Y'all can't see that because y'all know Canelo is not what y'all say he is. He's not a complete boxer like that. Like my dude says, he's a pressure fighter, boxer, puncher.
Yeah, he stops you with an accumulation of punches. Because, like I said, people don't want to admit it, but he lost every round to Amir Khan. But they were counting on Amir Khan getting caught. And also keep in mind that Canelo, much like Mayweather, had a 20-pound fucking weight advantage.
And that's
So
why stuff like this is why I made that post on Twitter that got them heated with Canelo in the corner looking all gassed. Because I
Yeah.
said, man, imagine this the round 8, and you're thinking Canelo's gonna turn it up, but he's not turning it up, and time is slowly slipping away, or quickly slipping away. Then what?
The
What if
one
what if Plant is boxing his ears off like Amir Khan was, but don't get tagged? Then what?
If you watch the few fights they have available at Caleb Plant, when people say that someone fights up to the level of their competition, based on what I've observed so far, it appears that Plant does the same thing because if you watch his fights, not only am I sure we're seeing a skill progression from 2015 or whatever to now, but also as his competition got better, he got better. Like if you look at how he fought fucking some of his randoms all the way up to Escataki, you notice that Escataki was bigger, the better puncher Monotaurus, all of his skills improved drastically. His head movement was better, his
He was the
jab was
underdog
stronger.
in that fight.
Yeah, he was going to the body, three, four punch combinations in the pocket, shifting out, pivoting immediately, like shit like that. And then of course for Caleb Truax, because I believe his hand was broken, he took his skill level down because he knew it was unnecessary. And people want to criticize him for not getting him out of there. I'm like, okay, that's great, you could do all that. But Stanionis was in a similar situation with Delorme, and y'all all defended him by saying, well, his hand was broken. So you got to have that same energy. And not to mention, Truax had no success. What did he land? A total of like 4 punches?
I
Like
just be
four.
clowning. I be clowning dudes. I'd be like, I said that Caleb versus Caleb Truax fight was an audition to get the Canelo fight. Because when's the last
Yeah,
time you think Canelo fight somebody coming off a great performance?
yeah. So yeah, if Plant had like knocked him out in 2 or 3 rounds, Canelo probably would have went up to 175. So it better be. I'm talking about. He's about 37, 38 right now.
Canelo
So
would have been at fucking at what's that weight? Bridger weight trying to fight Oscar Rivas.
because my thing is, it didn't bother Canelo fans when during the initial Plant negotiations, he was talking about, well, if Plant's not available, it's like, nigga, what you talking about? Plant not available. This is what you was talking about. You just said first you said you wanted to clean out 160. That didn't happen. Now you say you want to clean out 168. Why would fuck would Plant not be available? And let's keep it real. We all know why he delayed the damn fight to now. We all know it. I mean, you may not want to say it, but it is what it is. We all know that he needed to make sure he could actually piss clean. So, you know, I mean, so let's keep it real.
Let's
But yeah,
keep it real. My people in the chat, my dude, he who greased for fire, he said, "True art, man. Canelo ain't ever talk about fight Charlo until that Montiel fight." Yep, he
yeah,
said that's a very good point. Canelo looked for fights like a hyena. Straight up, man. Let's be real, bro. Who has Canelo fought recently coming off the greatest performance?
his last. I mean, shit, like y'all be saying, his last great performance opponent was Triple G. And keep in mind, Triple G looks great when he's fighting the dinner rolls and the Szechuan chicken of the world.
Nigga, he arguably lost that Danny Jacobs fight, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was airtight. That could have been a legitimate draw, to be quite honest. Because I remember the first 3 rounds they were talking about how Triple G is just outboxing Dennis. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Because he got one knockdown in the first round. That was some bullshit.
Because that was supposed to be like the appetizer fight to Triple G versus Canelo.
Yeah,
They
he
said,
ain't.
boy, we ain't finna let no Negro fucking ruin this fight.
Yeah, he ain't winning that clean. They were doing them like they did fucking in my opinion. I know Midwest don't agree, but in my opinion, what they were doing with Prograis v Taylor, because I rewatched that fight and the fucking commentators were some straight trash. They were like, "Oh, first 3 rounds, I just think that Taylor's gonna take it. It's gonna be close." Because I'm like, "Whoa, it's round 2. You already talking about who the winner gonna be?" Like, relax, dog. Like, what if somebody gets stopped? Like, it was bad. So the setup was there from the beginning. I'm sorry. But I literally watched that fight and scored it 6-5 program, 1 round of draw. But
Nigga,
that's just me.
if you ever want to hear one of the funniest commentary ever, watch Terrence Crawford versus Ricky Burns. And it's like a Ireland commentator talking or whatever. And this motherfucker bro. He's praising the hell out of Ricky Burns. And then when Crawford styling on, he said, "Well, Crawford, he's not as good as everybody said he
Yeah.
was going to be.
He's
He's
like,
all
oh,
right,
he's like,
basically."
oh, it's a bit underwhelming here.
And then he said, "This is not." It was like, "This is not the Ricky Burns that I know." Shit like that. And I'm just like, bro, this commentary be crazy. Speaking of commentary, you see, they let that man Paulie get a new job. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. White supremacists don't get fired; they get transferred.
What's the controversy about Pauly? People saying that he's Breitbart News or whatever? Because I don't pay attention to Pauly's life.
I mean, he
He
said some real racial shit about Wilder and race, black people in general.
oh, is he mad because Bronner fucked this bitch and all that?
Yeah, he's still bad.
I'm like, bro, it's just like I
That shit
said.
hit you deep, nigga. That shit don't go away.
I mean, rich dudes are always sharing women. It is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
not to stray too far. But yeah, no, Canelo does look for
Have
places
y'all
of
ever watched
opportunity.
that fight, the Browner versus Paulie Malignaggi fight? You ever watched the fight?
Yeah, that was one of the very fucking fights that brought me into boxing like crazy. Real shit. Cause I was
I
young
wa-
around that time watching that fight. I was in like the 10th grade.
yeah, I watched it casually. I don't recall a lot of it, but I know the outcome.
And nigga, that
Y'all
shit
should
was on
go
World Star.
rewatch that
Nigga, that
fight,
shit was
bro.
on World Star Hip Hop for like 3 months. Cause he was like, I took your girl and I took your belt, nigga.
I watched that fight and I was like, Bronner lost.
Broner did not lose that fucking fight,
Bronner,
nigga.
bro, go rewatch that fight and tell me Bronner didn't lose
I'll
that fight.
rewatch that fight. Broner did not lose that fucking fight. From what I
Bronner got
remember
exposed
is
in that
that
fight,
Broner
bro.
had that fucking shoulder.
He
Broner
said
had
he
that
got
shoulder roll.
exposed.
Broner had
I'm
that
telling you,
shoulder
bro, go
roll,
watch
and
that fight.
every time
Bronner
Paulie
lost that
Malignaggi
fight.
tried to throw that shit, Broner was leaning off that shit and popping his ass. I remember that. I
I mean,
do
shit.
remember Broner wasn't super active in that fight, but that shoulder roll was funny because everybody's like, "Yeah, this nigga trying to be the next Mayweather," and that's around that
Yeah,
time
I
when that
remember.
whole
Yeah.
next Mayweather
He
talk
was
was
talking
coming
about Big
about.
Bro Floyd, all that shit. I remember watching that fight.
Even
And I'm like, yeah, this nigga ain't no Floyd. This nigga
yeah,
lost.
even as a child, I was like, I don't think Broner's gonna be what they said he is. And then my family was like, nah, shut up, you don't know boxing. Lo and behold, I'm like, yeah, all right. Lo and behold, he fucking didn't amount to. I mean, he was cool, he 4 division champion, but I'm like, he definitely was not the next Floyd because I didn't see it. Because there was a lot of in Broner's game. There's a lot of times where he doesn't capitalize on opportunity. And he had like the fastest hands at 140 fucking ever. He was like fucking Gary Russell Jr. at 140, and he just wouldn't hit people. I mean, shit. Even with what's his last fight, Santiago or whatever. I'm like, bro, you could just this can be done. Like, why would you just start firing on him? Yeah, but poor Broner.
Yeah, I don't think he want to fight no more. I think he just dedicated check.
Yeah, same with fucking what's shit. Same with a bunch of people. Same with like Danny Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders. They just cool. They're like, man, let me go ahead and get this little bread and then just hang out. Like I don't think a bunch of these, like even Kovalev. Kovalev was getting ready to fight fucking Beck the Bully, who only had 6 fights. He just here for that bread.
Beck the
Wasn't
bully,
Hmm.
fuck Beck the bully. That
yeah, I
fucking
don't know. I don't know why they were trying to make him like. Can I say something like slightly off topic? I am so tired of these former Soviet nation like punchers getting all this hype just to get exposed in their like first 20 fights. Like how many fucking have we had? We got Lomachenko, we got Melokuziev, we got what's his name? Uh we got some plant footage. You got the dude who Abreu just beat. You got fucking both Akhmedov at 140 and Akhmedov at 160 that got exposed by Carlos Gongora and Mario Barrios respectively. Like I'm just like, bro, can we get these dudes out of here? These like
Mario Barrios
these
lost that fight. Like, let's do it. He lost that fight.
oh come on dog, come
I
on
watched
dog.
that fight. I'm like, Mario Barrios losing this fight. And I can't say they getting exposed because y'all gonna hate this because y'all American, but compared to American prospects, the foreigner prospect, uh, they get matched harder during their prospect years more than like American prospects do.
yeah,
Like
they
No,
get
that's
matched
true.
for
harder because
example,
they be the fucking tomato cans for the niggas coming up.
No, that's true because the former Soviet amateur system is like the Cuban system is unmatched. But what I'm saying is they try to fast track these
mhm.
dudes to turn them into superstars to capture the demographic, and then the shit end up not working out. They end up losing to the wrong people. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying they're
Exact.
trash.
Hey, but
I'm
hold on. Let's get back on topic though, nigga. Check this out, cause somebody, my brother, Dave, he hit me up earlier today. He was like, man, he said Canelo cannot let Plant get into rhythm because they say he said Plant is a showboat and he'll show off. So if he gets in rhythm and he's styling and profiling on Canelo, it's gonna look bad. Look at
Canelo
this
gonna
shit.
get mad.
Imagine if he's doing this shit to Canelo, bro. And I know they're gonna say, "Oh, these guys are not on Canelo's level." Yeah, we know that, but I'm just saying. Imagine if his defense is looking like this in the Canelo's fight.
Because Canelo, much like Tank, is not good when they're not focused. When they get mad and start just trying to go off, they start getting tagged. I honestly, because hopefully his hand is better, but I know because Plant
You,
hasn't had that many fights, his KO ratio is low. I
you
can't wait
see
to see.
this right here? Canelo like throwing that crazy left hook. So if he gets out the way like this,
I can't wait to see what Plant's power do. To be honest,
but look at Canelo though. Canelo got the little shoulder roll too, just a little bit.
I remember he tried
What I
that in his
see
fight after
going on the
Oh no,
Floyd.
no,
first
no, that's
six
not Canelo. That's
rounds,
Plant.
I see Canelo aiming his jab at Caleb Plant's chest, and I see
Look at
him
the
only doing
nigga.
a
Canelo
body
don't
attack.
have a damn jab. Canelo's jab is
He
like
he, he
1-2 punch. His
does.
jab is his jab is 1-1 left hook uppercut right hand.
Well,
His he don't use his jab for what
This is a
everybody got a
jab
different
right here.
variation
Look,
of their
nigga,
jab.
this is a jab. Canelo
Canelo's
don't got no
jab.
shit like this, bro.
Canelo's jab is only there to disorient you and make you worry about it, so he can clip you with the
Yeah,
right hand
that's what
or,
I'm finna say.
That's what I'm
Everybody think
saying.
yeah,
This is
this
a jab right
reason.
here.
He
yeah,
uses
his
jab as a distraction. And when he put
yeah
his
his
jab
jab.
out, you put your hands up. He goes for body attacks.
Exactly. Yeah, his jab is mainly to disorient you, get you to actually worry about the jab, while he either does the overhand right or drops the three to the liver.
Yeah, they gonna show this all the time. This their favorite fucking video, bro.
Oh my god, like these two clips right here to show the defense, and then they show the Kirkland knockout for the fucking offense. I'm like, bro, if y'all don't
Talk about
get,
propaganda,
oh
huh?
my god, I'm like, bro, if y'all don't get this bullshit off my screen. How many times you gonna show lame ass Kirkland getting knocked out like that's a fucking accomplishment? Like, bro, just oh my god, they did the same thing with fucking Triple G versus Curtis Stevens. I'm like, bro, Curtis Stevens is the fucking James Kirkland of 160. Get the fuck away from me with these dudes.
Hey, D Hive, you funny as shit. You said the niggas will play that Jacobs video for the defense and Kirkland for the offense.
They, I
You
swear to
funny as
God,
shit, bro.
that's all they do. Oh, look how he did Kirkland. Okay, nigga, so what? A
And then,
Japanese.
to a casual, it'll be like, damn, Canelo's just whooping these blacks. Type shit. I ain't gonna
Seriously,
lie. Because it's some real life propaganda. But it is what it is, man.
You
Canelo, he's a
stupid
good
as hell,
fighter.
dude.
I'm not taking it away from him, but it's like, bro, if you're gonna sit in my face and tell me that the powers that be or just fans in general don't try to spin it to where Canelo looks like he's bigger than life, you would be a liar.
that's what's scary because like a lot of these kids already that are on the internet and shit. Like if you're just getting introduced to boxing, you think Canelo invented fucking boxing. Like, oh look, he taught everybody how to box, and it's like, oh my god, you know how much research y'all don't have to do? Like I'm talking about kids like right now that just got their smartphones, their parents finally started paying their bills, they're getting on Twitter and they're talking all this stuff. I'm like, oh, I keep getting mad, but I'm like, oh, I keep forgetting they haven't even lived that much life. Like to them, Canelo is the only boxing they fucking know. So
Yeah, so when
Canelo,
he loses the Plant, they're gonna be like saying, man, well, Plant, sweet, he was always good, man. I mean, look at him, bro. He was always good, man. Just like they
yeah,
did Ruiz, bro. I'm like, bro, you niggas was shitting on Ruiz. I remember Mexicans was saying, oh my God, Anthony Joshua, he's just fighting a fucking another bum. A bum, easy pick. Next thing you know, he win his Viva La Raza, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy, right?
yeah, and I think honestly, I think that if Canelo wins, like I said, I think he's going to by decision based robbery. But if Canelo wins, I think they're going to be put in the same position they always are. They got to rate him. They got to rate him, or else Canelo looks like shit. They have to. They have to rate him because they're gonna be like undisputed. He's making history, and I'm like, bruh, it's taking him 60 fights to do what Terrence Crawford, Bernard Hopkins, Jermaine Taylor, Josh Taylor, Usyk already did in less
Speaking
fights.
of speaking of Taylor and all that, and Crawford, I posted on Twitter and people said I was crazy, or basically went against what I thought they were gonna say. I said, who has a better chance of upsetting, Plant or Porter? And everybody said Porter, and I said, wow, wow. So you saying that? What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that either Porter is really good, or are you saying that Crawford's not good enough to beat this level of competition?
I'm just saying it because Porter is less likely to get fucking robbed. That's all I'm saying. But then
Oh, Rob. Oh, okay, okay. I see if you're looking at it like that.
yeah,
But
I'm
people
because
are
I'm
saying like, oh, because Canelo's gonna go in there and absolutely smash Plant. And I'm like, bro,
Okay, yeah,
where y'all
that
getting this shit from?
that's whatever. Fuck all that. I'm just saying because Porter winning is like that fight's gonna be fireworks off top. So somebody might fuck around and get stopped.
Do you
But
think Porter's getting stopped?
nah, I don't think Porter's gonna stop. I think Bud gonna win, but I don't think he's gonna fuck around and stop Porter. That's crazy.
A lot of Bud fans saying he's gonna get stopped. Crazy how, man. I mean,
He's
to
getting
say
stopped.
Porter might get
He's
stopped,
Oh
getting
shit.
stopped.
you gotta look at you
Oh
gotta look
shit.
at you gotta look at Bud's KO ratio at welterweight.
Honestly, I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking at the type of fighter Porter is with their individual attributes and what they bring to the table, and I don't see Bud being able to stop him. Like I said, I see Bud
I
winning
never
by a UD, but I don't see Bud being
I
able to
never
stop.
seen Porter get hurt like that, where he's like, "Oh my god." I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen him get
I
dropped
can see where
before.
y'all coming from, but yeah, I don't think y'all seen the things that's leading up into the fight. Lead up into the fight, all I see is Bud in the gym and shit like that. And all I see from Porter, he at every fight, he doing podcasts, he on every telegram. Like he doing a whole bunch of shit. It's like, damn, are you even training for the
But
fucking
he's
fight?
still in the
I
gym.
think he's getting stopped. Not really. How's he in the gym when he at every fight, every Saturday, every like every week he's at a fight.
You
Every week
you
he's
know
on a
fish.
different podcast. Every week he's
You
calling a
know
fight or something like that.
The fight in Vegas, and he live in Vegas.
Fish mouth got to get that residual income because he don't be fighting as often no more. Welterweight getting
Yeah, but
stacked like it usually is.
I'm just saying, with the Spence fight, you didn't see him doing all that shit. You didn't see him in no fights. You didn't see him calling fights. This fight, he doing all that. Like every week, he's doing something like not besides training. I think he's getting
Hey,
stopped.
My dude Scott about to make his money. He said, "Yo, Plant gonna land a crazy combo in the late rounds, and the ref gonna stop it."
You think a ref gonna stop Canelo? Nah, that ref was risking his whole family. If that ref waved that fight off and Canelo's still conscious, his whole family's dead. I bet money.
Hey, you see how the people got mad at me when I asked the question?
Which question? Because they always mad at you. So which
Because
one?
it was the fucking thing about Canelo's brother being kidnapped,
Oh,
and I said, where did these guys go? Did they just disappear? Did they get arrested? Did they just like go away, or are they still around extorting Canelo, or giving his opponents ultimatums?
that sure was funny.
And they got so upset when I said that. How about you go to Mexico and you just go there and just tell me how it's like there? Because you just say you know it. I'm like, bro, I see. I ain't want to. I might even just delete this shit because you niggas just crazy, bro. Because
How
obviously
about
y'all know what I'm saying, but y'all trying to go around it and say, oh no, don't even think about it. I'm like, bro, why not?
these? These are the same people that will insinuate that Mayweather and Heyman bribed the judges for the latter half of his career. Like, nigga, what? So you telling
You know,
me
Heyman and his black collect protection crew.
I'm like, dude, what incentive does the greater boxing society have to protect black people at all? They're not doing it now. They've never done it. Why the fuck would they pick 2021 all of a sudden care? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Collectively, you get more likes than dislikes hating on black people. Why do you think all those fucking British wigs and all these pro Canelo people? I'm like, dude, people say pro Canelo, pro Tyson Fury because it's an easy way to get traction on the fucking internet. Like I put up a post today. I was like, being 100% with the consensus doesn't mean you know boxing. It means you know how to repeat after people. That's it. That's
Nah, I
all that means.
disagree, bro. If you go against the grain, I feel like you get more attention. But like example, the common pick was for Fury to win. But since Artman was picking Wilder to win by knockout, he was getting way more attention on the social media than anybody was and shit like that. And if Wilder would have won, his channel would have he'd be like million subscribers and shit like that. Like so, like when you go against the grain, motherfuckers like to come to your
I
channel,
don't think so
expect
about
That
hateful
million
shit.
subscribers or nothing like that. But
I'm just saying, if Wilder would have
I
won,
get
like
what
you
you're
said he
saying.
would have,
I get what you're
your
saying.
shit would have
Look,
blew.
that situation was a little bit different because of
yeah,
the
that was different. I
it
don't
was
know
because of
about
the
that.
color contrast. It was because of the color contrast. Because Wilder could have been the fucking heavyweight Tommy Hearns, and people would still be picking Fury to win and shit. They would still be like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Because, like I said, people were doing the same shit with Canelo because of the color contrast. They were like, "Oh, fuck it, he's gonna take Mayweather," even though real motherfuckers knew, hell no fucking way in hell. The difference was Wilder had almost actually beat Fury once. So we were like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We seen the motherfucker admit he's unconscious. So that wasn't crazy. So that fight was a little bit more even. which is why people were like, "Ah, Fury's still gonna outbox him because of the second fight and the first fight he outboxed him and da 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 da." But they were gonna be anti Wilder regardless. It doesn't matter how much skill Wilder had or didn't fucking have.
Nigga, they
It,
hate Wilder for what he stand on, bro. But
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
not
that's a
gonna
different
lie.
situation.
Hakeem, even though that situation went about, I still got support from people from a different country.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I've never stepped foot in England in my life, but I'm going to the post office to deliver packages or to send off packages that's going to England tomorrow. So
Mm.
it's like, man, I mean, talking about boxing in general, it does get you a buzz if you're being controversial, but it gets you a buzz if you're doing the right thing, standing on your square and doing what you say. A lot of these people out here just be faking the funk. Um, with this Wilder versus Fury thing, it was a big race thing, and let's be real. Even though these racists like to talk shit about us, they know they like that shit because who else are they engaging with? No one besides each other.
And British boxing in the era of social media has had nobody but Fury because AJ sure as fuck beating up who he was beating up wasn't generating that much controversy.
Hey, we
There's
got an AJ. My brother Hakeem's an AJ fan, so you got
that
to tread lightly.
I'm not shitting on AJ. I'm just keeping it real. Like he was never rated super high as far as popularity. Now he made some bread in England because he was big. He looked like a bodybuilder. He was smashing everything in sight, and he was their heavyweight hope. But I mean, more people that were a little bit more sophisticated in the boxing, it was only gonna last so long. And personally, I thought fucking eventually at some point Wilder would slump him. But considering recent events, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But I mean, it is what it is. But Tyson Fury is what brought the UK into the boxing conversation full scale. Now they're like, oh, because we have some
I
fine.
disagree, bro. I don't know. See,
Who
I
else
remember.
in the era of
See,
social media though? Don't go back to Calzaghe and none of that bullshit.
I'm not gonna go back that far. I'm gonna go back to before the Klitschko fight. I
Okay.
remember what they used to say about wow, I mean Fury on the internet and shit like that. I don't think a lot of people remember that because they didn't really pay attention to the heavyweight division. Them UK motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about Fury. They didn't like him. I don't know if y'all really remember, but
I
Fury had
do.
came out. He said
He
that
said
shit
some
about the
horrible things about
Jews.
gay people.
Nah, and he said
Oh,
that
and
shit about the Jews, and they
oh,
didn't
okay,
wasn't
yeah,
fucking with him with that shit. He had said that shit about the gay people. They wasn't fucking with him like that. He had said that shit about I mean, he had that boring ass fight with Klitschko. They did not give a fuck about that. Them UK fans was not caring about that Klitschko fight. Just for a
yeah,
year later, for AJ to go in there and knock out Klitschko, now it's a fucking celebration in the UK. Fury didn't bring that UK attention to boxing. AJ did. Like you really didn't hear much about
Yeah,
UK fans until
AJ
AJ got popular.
AJ and his beef with Wilder is what really brought back the heavyweight division in my eyes.
And yeah, in the heavyweight division, no UK boxing and shit like that. We weren't even paying attention to really many UK boxers
We
until
weren't paying
AJ got
attention to
popular.
none of
Now
them.
you're like, oh shit, they got all these different fighters in these weight classes and shit like that. Like most people didn't even know Kell Brook was from the UK. Motherfuckers thought he was from Saudi Arabia or some shit.
right. But what I'm saying is that the UK fans in the era of social media didn't have, how should I put it? They didn't have their chests all out when it came to AJ because when Wilder was inserted in that picture, it was still a lot of uncertainty. Wilder's undefeated. He's slumping motherfuckers. I ain't never been slumped. They're like, oh shit, we don't know. Like, do we have the goods over here? Do we have the goods? And then all of a sudden, Fury came after that first fight. UK fans, I don't know where. Oh, UK dominates boxing. UK running
Yeah,
everything.
that
Da, da,
shit
da.
came.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
because
I'm like,
what
oh
you
my
know what it
god,
is
what
though?
the fuck is going on here?
They went radio silent when AJ started looking lackluster after that Klitschko fight.
Yeah, when he
I
was
can't say
struggling
after
with
the
White.
Klitschko fight. I would say after the Ruiz fight because I remember before the Ruiz fight what they used to say about Wilder. When they call y'all
I'm
Wilder
just saying
rats
the
and shit
Parker
like that.
fight and shit. Niggas,
At,
bro, niggas was falling asleep during that shit.
I mean,
I know
that's a
I
Parker
did.
fight. That's what Parker gonna do. Parker always gonna look like that in his fights. But I'm just saying they didn't hop behind Tyson Fury until after that Wilder fight. It's like, oh shit, that's the best American heavyweight. And fat ass Fury is went there and did that. That's when they got behind Fury. But before that, they didn't care about Fury. Fury didn't have no fans and shit like that. And if Wilder
And
would have
that
knocked Fury out, he would have had fans.
And that's what I try to tell people. I'm like, bro, y'all are only picking Fury now all of a sudden because you see that he has a black opponent. Fury's whole career has been against damn near nobody but old ass Klitschko, and y'all claim Wilder sucks balls, but then Klitschko was elite. And I'm like, y'all didn't care when he beat Klitschko. Y'all didn't care less.
They did
Y'all
not
didn't
give a
give a
fuck about
fuck.
that shit.
There's no
They didn't.
statues of there's no statues of Fury beating Klitschko.
That's my point. And only now, since the UK got one fucking solid win over Wilder, is it UK runs boxing. And I gotta keep posting, reminding them, I'm like, bro, yo, other boxers that are not Tyson Fury are getting slaughtered by bums. Y'all getting taken out all over the place by fucking nobodies. Like, look at how Warrington got torn out of the frame by a dude that worked at Walmart, like just annihilated. Fucking Kelly's getting smoked by Avanesian, and Frampton got retired by Herring, and that's Herring's not a nobody, but like they think they run everything. I'm like, who else? Okay, there's Fury and what? Kid Galahad,
Hey,
fucking
bro, I'm over
Sonny
here watching.
Edwards.
Hey, sorry to change the topic, but I'm over here watching the highlights because Premier Boxing Champions just posted it of Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders,
Oh
and you're
Lord,
right, bro. This nigga Billy Joe Saunders was moving in the same direction and doing the same bullshit for Canelo to hit his ass.
he telegraphed the same moves a bunch of times. But one thing though, I will say this. I will say this. When Billy Joel found himself squared up in the pocket with Canelo, he did the smart thing. He didn't just sit there. He threw some blow. He threw some blows and then pivoted. He would, give him a 1-2 real quick and then try to pivot out or back up some. A lot of people just sit there and curl up. Like recently, Showtime just put up the fucking Canelo versus Josecito Lopez fight. Like that's really some fucking masterpiece. I'm like, bruh, he had 4 losses and was nobody. They literally call him the Riverside Rocky. Nigga
He
lived
wasn't
like
even supposed to be in that fight with that nigga. It was supposed to be Canelo versus Ortiz.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, these are the highlights. Canelo versus Jose. This is what the fuck I be talking about. This
Canelo
man,
looked, first of all, Josecito Lopez looked fucking skinny as shit, small as fuck. Canelo looks big as hell in that fight, just beating the shit out of him. He like throwing like basic body shots, and that shit's just like it looked like he's like, yo, Canelo got devastating power. But then when
bro,
you think about it, it's like, yo, this guy's just big as shit, and this guy is small as hell.
bro, damn the size difference. Jose Cito Lopez has never been shit. That's my thing, skill wise. He's never been shit. I'm sorry. If y'all Josecito Lopez fans, you're gonna try to defend that dub. Hey, do you boo boo? You go ahead and down that hill. But he's never been shit. That's what I'm saying. He's never been anything to marvel at. I mean, shit. Even when Keith Thurman was fighting him, I'm like, all right, Keith, hurry up. Like,
I
oh,
said, I told niggas, I
this
said Keith
bullshit.
Thurman lost fucking what 2 rounds, and y'all thought that nigga was done for.
Yeah, man. Like, ain't nobody trying to see that shit. The fact that Keith,
Woo!
the fact that Keith Thurman got a majority decision against Josecito Lopez was like a fucking problem, especially when Andre Berto KO'd Josecito Lopez. Like, bruh. I was like, all right,
I
Keith.
mean,
That's
you
because
gotta
Keith Thurman
understand
ain't
that
hungry
was
no more.
his. He was coming off like a 2 year layoff.
Probably, but still. But yeah, Keith Thurman, I feel like he don't want to box no more. He don't want to be in the welterweight picture. Like
Dude,
Ricky,
bro,
like
come on now. I'm watching these highlights right now of Canelo fighting Josecito Lopez. That nigga Canelo looks like fucking a buff ass carrot top whooping on a fucking small ass Mexican dude.
yeah, yeah. But he don't want to fight Benavidez though. Don't want to do any of that. And
Man,
you know
I
what?
don't know, bro. The way I'm looking at Canelo's style, man, it's
He'll be
confirming to
Benavidez.
me that Plant will win this fight, bro.
I'm not saying he'll
Which
lose
fight
to
you watching?
Benavidez. I'm saying I want to see the fight.
So the fight I'm watching is the highlights of the Billy Joe Saunders and Canelo fight. I got a matter of fact, I'm about to go watch. What fight you think I should watch?
For
Because my
who?
guy said I should watch Kovalev versus Canelo and Canelo versus Jacobs.
Oh, Canelo versus Jacobs is fucking useless. You should definitely watch
If
the
y'all want to
Cove.
be honest, that to me that's according to styles like as Plant. The Jacobs
It,
would be
you
more
know,
of a
I can
better
see
style
that. I can see
comparison.
that. I can see that, but I feel
Because
like
if you can't compare
Caleb
him
Plant
to
will be way more
Kovalev,
active than that. Throwing more precise punches than that sloppy ass shit Danny Jacobs was doing. Danny
yeah,
Jacobs showed his age that fight.
And Jacobs
yeah,
and Jacobs also he doesn't really defend his body that well. He shells up. He doesn't know how to pivot, and when in doubt, he just goes up against the ropes and hopes to just slightly lean off the ropes. Plan will go up against the ropes, but then he'll have a plan to pivot out or counterpunch or something. And yeah, Canelo has never fought this kind of style again. I mean, you could maybe try Lara. They got that up on Golden Boy Boxing, but Plant's not a southpaw and he's not as long as Lara. So or
I'm over here
maybe
watching this Kovalev fight. This nigga Canelo, this guy, not playing.
And to me, he's not as
This
defensive
nigga
as Lara,
Kovalev
and he
knew he
doesn't
was gonna
move
lose
as
that
well as
belt.
Lara do. I know a lot of people
that.
like to call Caleb Plant slick because he do a lot of ducking and stuff like that. But as his footwork, he ain't got Lara's footwork. He ain't got Floyd's footwork. He don't even got Billy Joe Saunders' footwork. To me, the closest like you can like compare him to is would be the Jacobs fight because that's a style I feel like he would go in there with.
I mean, I think that's a little disrespectful to Caleb Plant's footwork. He does have slightly better footwork than Jacobs. I'll give you that. But as far as you want to say like the upper body movement and slickness, yeah, I'll give Billy Joe Saunders that on the edge. But the thing is, Billy Joe Saunders again telegraphs the shit out of himself. And also, Billy Joe Saunders has, he's never been a person. Not that Plant has either, but he's never been a person to, try to, stand in trade or anything. Like he throws a few quick combinations. I feel like Plant's probably gonna bring more power to the table than Billy Joe Saunders would.
Hey, yo, I'm over here looking at this comment on the Canelo versus Kovalev fight. It says, I swear to God, it says Canelo is a Mexican Tupac battling giants. Canelo versus Joshua.
What the fuck? What does Tupac got to do with what? Are they saying because Tupac took on the government?
I don't fuck, bro. I have no idea, but
Why you picking random black people? Like, just say he's a giant. Like, I don't know, like Shannon Bray. Like, you pick an
this
actual
nigga say
giant
he the
black person.
Tupac of fucking the Mexican Tupac, bro.
That
This
should
nigga
make
not even
no.
rapping. What are you talking about?
That should make no less than
This
no
nigga just
sense.
started speaking English. What are you talking about?
The Mexican Tupac. All right, bruh.
I think
But
He
he's just
said
a
you can
bot.
have.
yeah, that's crazy as cat shit. Honestly, the Kovalev fight because I watched the fight. I just honestly I just fast forward to the knockout and keep it playing. Now I'm like all of this bullshit, and then three punches hit the stanky leg out, unconscious, sleep, gone.
I just don't like how Kovalev is just throwing that jab and he's not even trying to like, you know.
Cause that chin weak, he ain't want that chin touch. You see, as soon as that chin get touched, that motherfucker crumbled like a crumb cake.
I don't know about this one, bro,
I
because
was saying,
it would so I can see if these fights was like months apart and he was fighting like this. This nigga Kovalev is fighting like me and just see him 2 months ago,
but
looking way better than this.
my thing about Kovalev chin though is that like. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's never been like just laid to rest like Amir Khan, like one punch out of here unconscious. It's always been
I've never seen that.
it's always been an accumulation. It's always been an accumulation.
No, the Alvarez fight. I'm not talking about Canelo. I'm talking about
A
later
later,
Alvarez. Yeah,
yeah, a later
that
one
whole
punch.
fight. Yeah, like Kovalev had the jab when he wasn't really getting touched that fight, but the moment the later landed that fucking straight right, Kovalev dropped like a motherfucking sack of potatoes. And even in the Yard fight, Yard wasn't getting much success, but as soon as he landed flush, you saw Kovalev's buckle his knees and he got the running and shit. When you touch that chin, it's gonna affect him.
Because I don't remember. That's crazy. I don't remember Kovalev just getting like just leaned by a later. I don't remember him just getting like just straight up murked.
I'm
But
about to look at that right now.
And then fucking Joe Smith went there and beat the shit out of later Alvarez.
yeah, Joseph. Yeah, that's crazy. He whooped his ass.
Man, I was kind of upset they make that Joe Smith versus Better Beef, but I don't give a fuck. That Marcus Brown versus Better Beef gonna be nice, bro. I honestly believe Marcus Brown gonna win that fight too.
Oh wait,
Y'all
hold
think
on. I'm
I'm
sorry.
crazy, but I think Joe Smith would have knocked Better Beef out. I think Joe Smith was
Me
gonna
too.
knock
I
him
said the
out.
same shit, but then if I said that on Twitter, they'd be like, "Ah, yeah, Art Man is just pro American."
Yeah, no, I just watched the fucking Kovalev knockout on top rank. No, it was accumulation, dog. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
I'm looking
no
at that shit right
unconscious.
now.
Yeah, no, it was accumulation. So like he's never been just like leaned like that. He's never just been 1, 2, 3, unconscious.
Hold on, we're gonna put y'all on mute.
I mean, he popped his ass.
No, yeah, he got him clean, but the Canelo his didn't even look clean. It looked like they were glancing, and then he just hit the stanky leg and then collapsed. I was like, even when I was watching it, I was like, I'm not convinced. You know, because they're basing Canelo's KO power off the people that he's knocked out, and I'm like, but then how do you explain going around to people like Cotto? Cotto was little. Cotto was little even for 147. Like Miguel Cotto, he went 12, and honestly, Manny Pacquiao hurt Cotto worse than Canelo did. So it's just like, how do you explain that?
Hey, Alvarez, fuck this nigga Kovalev up, bro. I ain't talking about the Canelo Alvarez. I'm talking about the other Alvarez.
Yeah, no, later. Yeah, but Manny
But then he
Pacquiao.
came back. He came back and whooped his ass in the second fight, though.
Yeah. Kovalev, I think won a.
Yeah,
I
because he
don't
got
remember.
Buddy McGirt. And McGirt was like, hell no, you ain't gonna go there looking stupid.
I think he fucking stopped Alvarez the next time in the corner, or maybe he UD'd him. Oh no,
Nah,
he
he I
TKO
he
7.
he just beat him by. I think he beat him like every round.
Yeah, he lost by TKO 7. And he beat him by UD the next one. All right.
I don't know. You gotta get your shit. See, like you gotta be like Wilder, nigga. You gotta try to get that shit back in blood, nigga. Fuck it. Somebody knock me out, I'm gonna try to knock their ass out too. Fuck it.
But once you get lean too many times, sometimes, like I said, all it takes was once. Like, look at Danny Jacobs. He got that one punch. He didn't ever want to get hit again. He didn't want to go in and trade. I'm like, dude, if you like people like Triple G, they don't have solid head movement. They don't have good foot movement. If you pin them on the ropes and just bang them up, they'll fold. Why do you think Triple G never went up in weight? Because he didn't want to get fucking bullied. People never bitch at Triple G about not going up in weight, not unifying, because he don't want to get bullied. Because if you pressure Triple G like when Andre Ward was calling him Lil G, he saw what he did to Kovalev in that second fight, and he was like, oh, nah, it's probably good. Probably good thing I didn't go up there. He would have put my ass on them ropes and stretched me out just like he did Kovalev.
Hey, what if Plant wins this fucking wins one of these WBC Mexican inspired belts?
I know what I would do if I was Plant, but Plant's got a little bit more respect than me, probably.
Yeah, of course he got more respect because niggas gonna be trying to take it far. They'll try to take it there with Plant. Oh,
I would.
you start disrespect, bro. If Plant beat Canelo, nigga, watch how many David Benavidez fans pop up out the woodwork.
Oh my God! It is well. First of all, I got to get through the rematch. That's first off. But if he managed to actually beat him twice, not only would that be not only would that be gigantic, but oh yeah, everybody who threw Benavidez under the bus gonna get on his nuts. And who's that black boxer that threw away the WBC belt in the garbage?
It was Riddick Bowe.
Yeah, I would pull a Riddick Bowe if I was Caleb Plant. If I managed to beat Canelo twice, I'd throw that like whatever Mexican thing, I'd throw it in the garbage. I'd be like, man, I think this shit. Next.
Next,
I'd be like fucking
nigga, you
next.
better make a motherfucking Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis belt. I meant, yeah, make a Tennessee Titans or some shit. What they rock out? What the fuck they wear in Memphis?
Hey,
Shit,
but
Make
ask
some,
I
ask
yeah,
don't,
T.
I
I
don't
ain't
straight
hear
lying.
up.
nobody ever
Like
talking about that. That
that
motherfucker
should be the
ready to go.
next
He
belt.
threw that bitch literally in the trash can on fucking camera.
Yeah,
Motherfucker,
man.
wow, bro.
He
He
was
said,
like,
"I am
man,
not fighting. I'm not fighting any fluids."
yeah, bro. That's exactly what I would do, and not
See,
not any of the.
niggas just don't get franchise belts like that. Bro. That's basically what Canelo did. How you get the all these belts? Charlo becomes your mandatory. Next thing you know it, there's no more mandatory. Where they do that at? When? Since when?
Well, y'all gotta remember what led up to that shit. Y'all gotta remember, Canelo was already a champion at 160. He had got that belt, the WBC
Yes,
from
and
Cotto.
nigga, Charlo
And
literally whooped Hugo Santenio's ass, and they put that gold fucking
nah, I'm talking about what
medal
led up
around
to
his
that. I'm
neck.
talking about what led up
It
to it.
said, "Hell yeah,
GGG was
you're
Canelo's man
Canelo's
though.
mandatory."
And Canelo was like, hey, fuck the WBC. He threw that motherfucking belt away and let GGG have it just to go up there and win it. And then they was talking that shit to Canelo about Mandos. And he like, man, I'll throw this belt away again. And they're like, no, we got something else for you. We got a franchise.
That's some bullshit, bro. Because I swear to God, I was happy. I remember because that was that Hugo Centennial fight. Wasn't that like that was like one of the Davis? I think it was on the Davis and AB card. And I was like, yes, nigga, finally Canelo can't go nowhere, bro. Charlo versus Canelo. Charlo versus Canelo. Next thing you know, if this shit comes out, I'm like, ah, shit. You can't be fucking serious right now. Of what? A franchise belt? Really think about it. And then to this day, I have yet to hear Canelo say, I have yet to hear Canelo say things like, oh, I appreciate that franchise belt. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to be at this status. Nigga, they don't even ask him about that damn franchise belt, bro.
Even Canelo fans don't talk about it when you bring it up. You can mention franchise belt in the middle of a conversation and they'll just skip over like you didn't say that shit. It's like, no, no, no. I said what I said. Address the franchise. They be like, he's P for P, it doesn't matter. Address the franchise though. He's P for P, it doesn't matter. And you know, in my brain,
See,
I'm
I
like,
think they
man,
don't address it because Canelo act like that shit don't exist. I don't think Canelo really wants the franchise belt because his next exact
Duh,
fight,
he don't
it
want that
wasn't no
shit because that
franchise
shit,
title on this shit.
but
that shit's dumb, bro.
Suleiman ratted him and Lomachenko out and said they both requested it. So it seemed like they wanted some shit.
No, he said yes. Lomachenko requested it.
He said
He said
Lomachenko and
Canelo
Canelo both.
and Lomachenko requested.
Yeah, he
Nah, I'm
said
telling you,
they.
go
Both
watch it
requested.
again. Dude said, did Canelo and Lomachenko requested it? He said, yeah, Lomachenko requested it. He never said Canelo.
Yeah, he said Canelo and Lomachenko at first, and then he said Lomachenko.
I'm telling you, pull it up.
Nigga, I watched that shit like 100 times, and I'm just so surprised that that shit wasn't even big news. Like niggas was like, ah, whatever.
Oh no, it's just Canelo fans didn't want to come to the realization it is what it is. And the thing is, I would appreciate Canelo and his fans so much more if they just acknowledge the duck. Like people can acknowledge that Valdez is ducking Stevenson right now, and that's cool. I can appreciate you on that, and that's fine. Like we're not trying to, we're not going to ride as nothing. We're just like, oh, you're a bitch. It is what it is. But and you don't want to lose. It's fine. But they often talk about people like Haney wanting to protect their O's, while people like this are actively trying to protect their O's or their ones and their one draw, and it's not being talked about. Like they'll swear up and down fucking Tank Doug Loma, but then they won't talk about the franchise witness
Bro,
protection people.
the WBC, it's like the Democrats. I swear to God. Why the fuck when certain people get the WBC belt, it come with tangibles. And when niggas get it, it just come with fees. And
I,
nothing else.
I was gonna actually I was gonna say something interesting, but I forgot to post it. I was gonna say that Canelo is to Canelo fans what Trump is to the alt right. Like they'll just for some reason this random person who may or may not have any significance in their lives, they will go to battle to the death for. Like it's just craziness to me. I'm like, bro, what? Like first of all, it's just boxing. Second of all, like what we're saying is rooted in fact. You're saying, oh, Andre's garbage, so there's no reason to fight him. But then you'll say Andre's just like Billy Joe Saunders. I'm like, then why isn't he about to be two-time undisputed then? If it's just that simple. That's all I'm trying to figure out. And that's also the difference in the fan base. Is like Canelo's fans only want him to fight people that they think that he beats guaranteed. Everyone
Yeah,
says,
they talking about some, yeah, Andre's a terrible fighter. I'm like, well, go beat him.
yeah, like me, everyone says, oh, Canelo will sleep Charlo. And I'm like, that's great. I still want to see the fight though. I'm like, that's great if he does. I'm not like y'all. I want Jamal Charlo in some tough fights. I want the fighters that I back and I support in some tough fights so they can get their damn respect. Like I'm not one. Oh, Jamal Charlo should stick to fighting fucking James Kirkland or some shit. Like I'm not on that. I'm on like, hey, no, if Canelo knocks you out, that is what it is. But go ahead, fight him then.
Hey, I'm
It's been a
still rolling
real.
about what you said earlier, nigga. You said the defense highlight would be Jacob said the offense Kirkland.
They keep playing fucking
And
Kirkland.
they
They
keep
just
on
keep,
playing that shit. Niggas would be like, yo, that's the shit right there.
they're like, oh, Canelo's unbeatable. Look at his power. I'm like, nigga, it's Kirkland. Again, I could sleep Kirkland today. I'm sorry.
And I wouldn't be surprised. Niggas watching that shit probably thinking that's the same nigga.
They're like, oh my God, his power is unrivaled. I'm like, bruh, it's Kirkland. If you don't get the fuck
Bro,
out of
they
here,
probably thinking, like I'm saying, like the casuals are probably watching that fight and thinking like those two clips, even though they're separate, it's the same fight. Niggas ain't
right?
even really paying attention.
Bruh, just look at the fucking comments under the Josecito Lopez fight. They're all like, "Oh my God, he's unbeatable. He's learned so much." Meanwhile, nigga, that was pre Mayweather. So stupid ass. they're like, "Oh my God, he's P for P. He's learned so much." I'm like, "Bruh, that wasn't even. That was before he fought fucking Trout. What the fuck are you saying?" I'm like, "This how I know y'all don't be watching boxing." Like, oh,
Hey man, that
he,
shit funny as fuck, bro.
he
He
learned so
said that
much.
nigga learned so
Oh,
much on the fucking.
on a fight before he even fought fucking Floyd Mayweather. Literally, I'm like, bro, this is how I can tell y'all don't watch boxing. Y'all don't do any research. Y'all wait till this nigga fights. You say he's P for P, and then you fucking go away until he fights again. Like it's just this shit's aggravating as
I ain't gonna lie.
hell.
Look, I ain't gonna lie. I always knew about Canelo because we was watching him on the undercard and Floyd beat him, right? I ain't really care too much about the lore and all the other fight because I ain't really give a fuck because Floyd already beat this nigga. Until this nigga fought Triple G, that's when you started to hear his name everywhere, bro. Triple G
Literally.
Canelo, Triple G Canelo. It's like, I don't know, like you say, man, maybe his name's just relevant when he's next to that big fight again.
Canelo fans went underground after Mayweather beat him. And the beating was so traumatizing. That's why they can't keep Mayweather out their mouth whenever they're talking about him. And also, we're talking about he learned so much. Look at the fucking run he went on after Mayweather. His next fight after Mayweather was fucking Angulo. What the
Nigga, he
fuck?
got popped for peds after fighting Mayweather.
There's that, and then there's the Lar. Okay, the Lar situation was people say he lost. Then
Hey, when was
yeah.
the Lara fight? Was that right after the Floyd fight?
Nah, it was after Angulo. Of course, yeah, he fought Angulo in March, and then he fought Laura in July of 2014. That they happened in the same year, which people say he lost. And then of course there's the famous fucking Kirkland fight, which God, it's just so much.
They had to remind, hey, they that marketing's genius though, because they're like, oh shit, we left a bad taste in niggas' mouth with that Lara fight. Let's get him in there with a blackie and knock him out.
Yeah, let's get Kirkland's washed ass in there. And then they have Miguel Cotto, who he went all 12 with. This is someone that tiny ass
Nigga,
147
Golden Boy
Pacquiao
probably picked
stopped.
Kirkland up right up from the fucking yard. They pulled up like motherfucking hold up. That shit's crazy, man. Like, did he really get out of prison and fought this nigga Canelo or what?
I don't
Because
know.
that's what I heard.
All I remember was that he had been stopped by a Japanese bum in the first round, and he had a short notice camp and had to lose like 20 pounds in like 3 weeks or some crazy shit like that. It's the usual shit. But even undefeated Kirkland, like who are we really talking about? It's just like all of a sudden, like for example, before the Canelo fight, how much respect was Danny Jacobs really getting out in these streets? How much respect really?
He was getting respect. Y'all gotta remember. He went in there and knocked out Peter Quillen in one fucking round. His name was ringing after that. All you was hearing was Danny Jacobs, GGG. That's the next fight everybody wants to see. He went there, fought
Yeah, I
GGG.
remember
He
that.
lost that fight. But yeah,
That
Jacobs was a name.
No, that's what I'm saying. But Jacobs didn't really get rated until he fucked around and lost. That's what, just like Wilder didn't get rated until he fucked around and lost. Just like
Now they're
Devin
like,
Haney.
oh man, Wilder will destroy Ruiz. All that
Exactly.
shit. Nigga.
That's why all of a sudden people calling for fucking Charlo v Jacobs to prove yourself for Canelo fight. I'm like, oh, now Jacobs is the nigga to beat. Like, bruh, stop. Like, just like they keep just like they're not gonna rate Haney and Stevenson and Tank and all these people till they fucking lose to somebody, and that somebody can't be black.
Nah, I don't
Just
think
wait
so.
till somebody
If
fight
Tank went in there
Yildirim
and
after
fought
Canelo.
somebody of note, if Tank fought somebody of note, he'd get rated. He don't fight nobody.
But dude, he fought Pedraza, who Lomachenko went 12 with.
Yeah, but That don't mean nothing. I don't know why people are, oh, he went 12 with him, take nothing. That don't really mean shit.
I'm
Floyd
just
went
saying
12
how.
with motherfuckers. Floyd went 12 with motherfuckers. Pacquiao knocked out. And you see how that fight turned out. That don't really. I don't do the triangle theory thing, but
Well, all I'm all I'm saying is how come Lomachenko get more credit for Pedraza than Tank? That's all I'm trying to figure out.
I've never seen nobody give Lomachenko credit for Pedraza. I've never seen it.
When they were reviewing his resume,
Oh,
Pedraza is
you ain't
usually a
looking
name that
hard enough,
pops
dude. I
up.
swear I've seen that.
That I'm saying
I've
whenever
never see. To me, I always see Lomachenko getting credit for being a three division champion and with like motherfucking 10 fights and shit like that. Or he beat
Shit,
he won how
man.
many titles? He unified. It's like, that's why I see him getting credit for. Like I see people, why he get credit for Rico? I've never seen nobody bring up the Rico fight and shit like that.
right, and that's one of the only things I rate him for. I rate him for stopping Rigo and barely
I don't.
beating a young.
To me, they don't.
I
It
rate
don't deserve credibility.
I rate him for stopping Rigo and beating a young Gary Russell barely. That's all I rate him for. I only rate him for those two
Yeah,
fucking things, and that's
yeah,
why
but
I
see,
don't listen.
yeah, but I've seen dudes on Twitter talking about the Gary Russell fight don't mean shit. And Gary Russell wasn't none of that. But the motherfucker had like 23 fights and shit like that. Well, 2 or 3 fights you're supposed to lose to dude with one fight.
Yeah, I mean that's a show. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but shit. I gotta end this live real quick, man. We gonna do this shit again tomorrow. I'm pretty sure because that weigh in. Hopefully, nothing
oh
goes
shit,
about where the fight gets in some shambles or whatever.
somebody gonna bring a blade.
Yeah,
They finna kidnap one
because
of the Clinton
I
family
don't want
members.
no deranged Canelo fan to get upset that Caleb Plant too close and he not showing Canelo no respect. I bet you Canelo ain't gonna do that shit he did earlier,
You
try to
said
push
what?
him, or do that shit he did against Triple G at the weigh-in in the second fight. You remember that
Right.
when
Yeah.
he had them skin tight fucking joggers on, motherfucker try to press on Triple G. Triple G was looking like nigga, that's not even like you, boy. What the fuck? But hey, it is what it is, man.
All right. Well, peace out, y'all. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
All right,
shout
man.
out to
Y'all be
everybody,
safe.
man. Yep, stay safe, y'all.